Hi everybody. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and I guess I've been doing a little bit of that with a couple of videos lately, but you're going to see me and you're also going to be watching clips of videos. And what I thought I would do is actually kind of reminisce a little bit. I haven't dated the videos, though I guess I could, but I'm roughly going to stay within a year with them for you to see, and I'll sort of talk you through them, though this time you'll see me rather than just hearing my voice, and you'll see what I'm watching that I haven't watched for a long time. So the first clip is going to be, of course, Lily. And this particular clip is when I was going into hospital for my operation and spending some time with Lily prior to doing that. So let's get on with the video. So basically, this is me home from hospital at this particular point, and I'm in my spot where, often I would take Lily, I'd take Jack and Lacey as well, while I would make a cup of tea. And I'm showing everybody right now that I'd actually gone and had my hair done prior to going in, just to boost me up. And as you can see, I'm still using hands at that particular point. I'm a bit of a hand talker, and I remember Lily being a little bit funny actually around that time, like she was already sensing that something was going on. Something is a little bit different, and I guess showing some behaviours along that lines. So yeah, this is a year ago with Lily and me making a cup of tea. This is the day after, or the day before, sorry. And you can see I haven't had my hair done, and there I am again, making a cup of tea with Lily. It seems to be my life, especially with Lily. She goes where I go, she does what I like to do, and in actual fact, you can see Sia's enclosure in the background. So I'll have to specifically look up the date at that stage. It may have been earlier in the year, because I know I got Sia around December or January, so yeah, not quite a year ago. But anyway, let's go on to the next clip. Okay, this actual video was taken in 2016 with Jack, and it's just a little video of him out exploring. And at that particular stage, I do believe I had probably Lacey on one side and Jack on the other, or Lacey was in the other room and Lily was on one side and Jack was on one side. But it just gives you a bit of an idea, I hope, with size, and it may be hard to judge looking at the actual video even for myself, but Jack has certainly grown. Just the size of his head as well, and putting my hand around him, you can kind of see just how much smaller Jack was. So that was one of the days that, you know, Jack was out having some exercise. And I don't want to keep these too long, because I don't want the video to be, you know, an hour long either. So I'm trying to keep them all within a couple of minutes range. But yeah, he certainly has grown quite a bit, and you know, he still does the same thing, comes on out, comes over and climbs up onto the top of the enclosures and so forth. And he was doing it pretty much way back then, even though we can only see a very small part of him at this particular point, and I'm blocking him off from going too far away from me. But you know, he was still quite long, but you know, not as girthy. So let's get on to the next video, and who will it be? Well, this is my girl Lacey, who was my beautiful female coastal carpet python. It was her and Jack that came together as a pair, and yeah, as you can see, she was very healthy and happy at that stage in her life. She was a lot longer than Jack, but not as girthy as Jack. And Lacey was the one who had babies. And yes, I kind of kick myself today because I don't have one of her babies. But she was a very, not timid, I would say that isn't the word I would use with Lacey. She was active too, but very cruisy. I guess Jack is, but Lacey was even more so. She just come on out and yeah, just hang with me. She was a beautiful girl, and I still miss her. I very much miss her. And I haven't seen these videos for quite a while, actually, so. But I do remember the times I've had with her. And I'm grateful I got, gosh, 6 years with her as well. So there's my Lacey girl. Now we'll move on to the next video. Okay, this video, I'm in my pajamas. I tend to do that quite a bit because a lot of the time I get up and the first thing that's going on is one of my snakes wants to come out. So, but this of course is Jesse. You will see just how much smaller he is, and going by what I'd written underneath the video, this was Jesse after he shed. So I guess he would be looking at his very, very best. You know, I didn't want to leave the, what do we call it? Me actually talking commentary of the actual video. You know, I just wanted to flash back so you could see from then to pretty much now, and just, yeah, how much they've grown and changed And me too. Of course, I have changed immensely. I'm not sure of the date that I did this, but I am going to put the date at the bottom of this video so you can actually see when these videos were done. But of course this lounge room was completely different and not as overcrowded as it is today. But we know what snakes are like. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3, 4, and now I have what I have. So anyway, that's Jesse after he shed, and looked like he had a girth of about this big. Of course he has a girth on him about this big now. So anyway, let's move on. Okay, little Layla. For some of you, you've not met Layla. I had Layla for a few months, and she wouldn't eat for me. She refused, and I apologise that it's so dark. I wasn't and didn't have so much lighting, or as I was using my Olympus camera, which did perfectly well, but the video is a little bit dark and I'm down in my bedroom with her because she was in quarantine at that stage. But Layla was a blonde spotted python, and she was a little button, but she was so curious and just so wanting to be with me. I would open that lid and out she would come up onto my hand, and yeah, she was a very social little snake, and she was also a water baby. She loved being in her water bowl and soaking in her water bowl, and yeah, she just didn't eat and wouldn't eat. And yes, she was force fed, and then she took, eventually, intermittently, she took a feed, and then a week later she refused, and a week later she refused, and then the next week she took a feed, but she died overnight. So I don't know what was the matter, but that's my little Layla. Oh my goodness, look how much younger Noah looked. And of course this is Maya, my spotted python. Well, she's a blonde spotted python too, but I got Maya at a few years of age, and I've had her, once again I didn't check the date, but a year or so. So she doesn't look much smaller there from looking at her, but I'm sure that she has grown since that particular day. But you can certainly see how much Noah has actually grown in this particular video in what would be roughly a year. So yeah, little Maya, who's still very much a little Maya, and she's doing very well and settled in here, although every season change over the winter, Maya decides to get herself a respiratory infection, but she gets over it pretty well too. She's been a good little eater, she's a friendly little girl, and probably Noah's little favourite. Yes, but I was saying, Maya's certainly one of Noah's favourites, and she is the first that he goes to and picks up and gets her out and spends some time with her. And yeah, they're very much good buddies, Maya and Noah, and she's a perfect size also for Noah to be able to go in and get out quite easily without my assistance, which I think is absolutely fabulous. So yeah, there's little Maya. As I said, I'll put the dates in so you can see how long ago these videos were actually taken. And you know, I do hope that you'll enjoy looking back and having a look at them, as Noah actually is appearing here at the moment. He's eating. If you just quickly jump in front of the camera, just so everybody can see just how different you are to that actual video of him. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. Okay, now this again is Noah with little Apani, and my oh my, she has certainly grown since, and that would be almost one of the first videos that I actually did with Apani. And Apani is a patternless spotted python, so she has no spots. That's what that means. And in actual fact, when she arrived, she had, you know, some spots down the sides of her face, or her jaw, and now they've completely gone. But I keep on bringing Noah's hand in because he forgets that the camera's there and not over there, and I'm not following him as such. But yeah, oh my goodness, she is certainly a little dot there, and probably only fractionally bigger than what Layla was when Layla came. But Apani has been an amazing feeder. Never refuses a meal, which, much to my relief, of course, I don't think I could have handled another one deciding that she didn't want to eat, but Apani does. So yeah, little Apani, little she is, but oh my goodness, she really is little. She's probably very much similar to Layla. I just forget. It's a bit like our babies, don't we? We forget just how little they were. And I guess my snakes are my babies. So, let's get on to the next one. Little Maya. I was kind of waiting for somebody to say something, but nobody's here. Little Maya, and she certainly is little, and as you can see, she's very orange all over. At this particular point, that is how young she was. And this was taken, I would say, almost a year and a half ago. Oh my, she is so tiny there. And of course her colours have come out amazingly compared to that. So, you know, if you want to, you know, look at these videos and then check in on some of the latest ones of them, you will see the differences in them. You know, I could do a bit of a side by side, but I thought that, You know, I haven't seen these for a long time, and you just might like to see my reaction to them as well, seeing them after all this time. She was so little, looking at her. Of course, all the yellows have come out. I'm looking at her right now. You know, those yellows, that orange and the white have all started to appear on Amaya. And Amaya is my albino tricolour Darwin carpet python. Like I said, our babies grow, don't they? And she's done a bit of growing. And again, guys, I'm in my PJs, so it must be morning, the start to my day. And I didn't have a desktop. You can see I had a laptop at that particular time as well. So it just goes to show, even a year and a half ago, I was working on a laptop, which took me forever to do a video, actually the rendering, and it would slow everything else down. So watching other people's videos while it was happening was almost impossible. But there's Amaya, the little girl that she was. And we have 2 more to go, so I better click off and get to the rest. Wow, this is Tessa, and she is my hypo Bradley. I knew what she was. I just paused, and as you can see, way smaller than, and you'll have seen just recently that comparison as to how she is today, and yeah, what she was now that you're seeing her. You know, Tessa at that particular stage was still a very nippy girl, defensive girl, and I think I was only really just starting to break through with Tessa at this particular stage, where she wasn't on too much of a high alert and watching me as such. I'm sort of looking at her movements there. It's very interesting actually, if you go back over your videos and you re-watch and watch the different behaviour from back then to today, and see the difference, because there is, and sometimes that difference can be very dramatic actually. And you know, Tessa has certainly been one of those that has very much done a dramatic turnaround in her behaviour, which I am so thankful for as well. But she was a little dot then as well, so I'm glad I decided to do these with you, to share them with you, and me seeing them for the first time in a long time, guys. You know, as I said, a little bit of a trip down memory lane as well, though we have 1 more to go, so let's do it. Okay, here's Sia when she was a whole lot more healthier than what she is right now. Sia was still very much in quarantine. I'm reading the title here. Even though I may write down a title at the time, it isn't necessarily what I go with in the video. I'll change it, but yeah, in her much healthier state than what she is today. So, of course, Thea hasn't grown and hasn't changed a whole lot from this particular video at all. I don't think it was actually taken that long ago, but you know, I wanted to get a good one of her out with me, and we're working on getting Thea well. So I hope that once she's over all of this, she will then start her eating and start putting on some weight, and we'll go from there. I'm spending this weekend actually reorganising and looking at putting her into a little bit smaller enclosure, the size of what Tess is in actually, with a heat panel over her. Yeah, we'll see how she goes. So, busy weekend for me. Of course, getting this video done for you, which I hope that you enjoy. But I won't finish it here. I'll put in one little more clip and then I'll finish off. Well, as you can see, this is a more recent video too, but this is Jack and Lily outside together, and this is what I do quite often, guys, is take my snakes outside. It's a big part of my existence with them, and I'm very fortunate to live in a state here in Australia where I get the opportunity to be able to spend a lot of time outside with them. And I do know, guys, that they love it and they really enjoy it. And so I really do often say, if you have the opportunity and the availability to do that with your snakes, please do it. You know, it's very much their natural environment, and it gives them that fresh air, that natural UV to get out in and really, really enjoy. It's a favourite time for me when I take my snakes outside, and you know, there is no issue, of course, guys. I get asked in snakes being together. They're quite happy to be together, whether that be male and female, male and male, female and female. When they're outside, they're more interested anyway in enjoying that sunshine and exploring and being very curious about outside. That grass on their belly, that heat on their back, it must feel absolutely amazing to them, I think, anyway. So I wanted to end it on something that I feel is good for your snakes, amazing exercise for your snakes as well, because I do get asked, you know, your snakes are very big and healthy, and I think taking them outside really contributes to that in their life. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed going back and having a look at some of them when they were much younger and smaller. So you know how it goes. And I guess because it's Jack and Lily here, from me, Jack and Lily, all my snakes, you take care of yourself and your family and your friends, your snakes, and all your animals. But, you know, the holiday season is upon us. I really want you to have a wonderful time, and of course, look forward to the coming year. And I will get to see you all again, of course, next year. Ciao.